Right. Hello and welcome to Hump Hangout, episode 145. Today is the 24th of May, and I'm happy to have everyone here now on board. Adam just joined us as well. Very good. I'm currently in Colombia, mostly working, not seeing any sights and stuff, but that's a pleasure. Weather is good, as it's typically. It's raining a lot, but I'm happy that it does. Just makes it better than being too hot and stuff. Anyways, enough of me. Let's jump straight to Adam. How are you doing today?
Pretty good. Yeah, sorry for being late. I forgot we with the new way we're doing things, we get started a little bit early. So happy to be here. Man, I was just thinking about it. Last week was cool. It was episode 444, but already I was like, man, 445. We're coming up on 450 episodes. Next year will be 500. Pretty wild. So yeah, I can't complain. Things are going well here. Got out for a afternoon run. I'm feeling good and keeping busy. So I've got a couple announcements, but I'll save those till have you had a chance to introduce Bradley?
Not yet, but let's jump right to him.
Cool.
How are you doing today, Bradley?
I'm waiting for an introduction. That's what I'm waiting for.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
No, I'm good, man. Happy to be here. Crazy busy. Looking forward to this weekend. I'm going off the grid for 3 days, Friday through Sunday. I'm actually going to work Monday, but only a partial day Monday. And so Monday's a federal holiday in the United States. And
Yes.
so, I'm still going to work, but I'm not going to stream in the morning and I was hoping to get through the entire day without any meetings or consultation calls or sales calls scheduled or anything like that. And I made it all the way until yesterday afternoon. And then yesterday afternoon, some son of a bitch scheduled a fucking consultation meeting on Monday. And I was like, oh, you son of a bitch. And the first thing I do is look at the phone number, because I could certainly understand if it was Canada or UK or Australia phone number or something like that. But it was a US number. And I was like, oh man, you bastard. Because I could have blocked it off on my calendar. I know, but I didn't. I just expected it to remain open. And somebody scheduled a consultation call on Monday. And I was like, oh man. But I'm taking off from Friday through Sunday and going to go enjoy the outdoors. Right now is a really good time of year to be outside for anything, but especially for ATV riding. So looking forward to it. But that means tomorrow's the last day. It's like crunch time to try to get everything done. So it's, I've said this before, but I look forward to going on these trips, but the stress levels before and the stress levels when you come back are usually so high. It's almost like, is the juice worth the squeeze?
The answer, you gotta block your day off, man. Especially I block days off of travel the first day back, because man, that just kills you if you walk into a bunch of meetings and it's rough.
Yeah, so I like to have one day of like decompress time if possible. And I thought I was going to snake by. I mean, I host an accountability meeting now every Monday for the beta group for the directory hybrid agency. And I told the group that, yes, I will still be there for that next week, because I don't want any grass growing underneath anybody's feet for that. I want everybody to continue making progress. So I was planning on doing the accountability meeting anyway, but man, I got that call scheduled. I was like, oh man, you son of a bitch, but I'll make it. It's no big deal. So we're here.
Oh, real quick, I got a couple of things I wanted to mention. So if you are getting Semantic Mastery emails, good, then you probably saw the news earlier today that Popu Live tickets are on sale. The early bird tickets are available. The lowest price you can get a live in-person Popu Live 2023 ticket. It's going to be September 29th and 30th in the Boston area, Boston, Massachusetts. We're going to have a bunch more details coming up now, but highly encourage you to grab those tickets. We've said it before. We love it. It helps us plan people who grab the early bird tickets, but also they get a hell of a deal. So grab those. If you can, get the VIP ticket. We really do price those to make those attractive. We want people to be a part of the VIP event. It's a lot of fun. It's extra time to spend not only with our great faces, but also with each other and getting to chat and kind of behind or I guess outside of the event in a little bit more relaxed mode. So we always have something fun to do. We've done brewery tours before. We've done go-kart competition. So we're brewing up, no pun slightly intended. We're brewing up some fun stuff for this year. I'm still looking at a couple different things we're going to do. And then we'll be deciding shortly. So yeah, Popu Live.
Before you continue on that Popu Live, there was a question actually in the Facebook group, I think. Will there be an online version of Popu Live?
No. Yeah. Yeah, live only. We'll discuss. We had videotaped previous ones, but I'm not sure we're going to even do that this year. It's probably just going to be on or live only. So we won't be streaming. Definitely not. There's a slight chance of some recordings, but usually I got to talk to Chris and Bradley about that. We haven't decided yet, and I think it's going to be no. So I would say potentially grab your ticket.
Definitely.
Let's see, Bradley, you mentioned what's going on in the mastermind. That's good. I was going to tell people again about the beta group, but we'll have some more info about that as we kind of get towards Q3, Q4 for people who want to hop into that. Anything else, you guys? I just really wanted to let people know about Popu Live and to grab the tickets while the prices are low, but anything else we need to cover?
We did have a question somebody posted in the Circle community about do we know what hotel are we staying at? I said it's a bit premature for that, man, but we don't have that locked down yet, right?
Yeah, no, and that's what I'm working on in the background. I've been checking out a couple venues. I may be taking a trip up to Boston since I'm in upstate New York. But generally we lock that down around July timeframe. It takes some time to figure all the logistics out, make sure we can stay somewhere close. Not sure what exactly we're going to end up doing, but we'll let everybody know, and hopefully it'll be good too. We're going to get to meet for the very first time in person somebody who's been working with us for a very long time, and a lot of you, especially in the mastermind, are aware of Chris Greenhow. So he has said he will be joining us hopefully live. So hopefully everyone will get to meet Chris. He's definitely a part of the Semantic Mastery team, and especially for mastermind members, a big help. So looking forward to that. It's going to be a good time. But yeah, as soon as we get details, we update the page. We let people know as soon as we know, and we secure things. Everyone will know for sure.
Right on. Yeah. So for Popu Live, I think possibly is when I'll probably be. That's probably going to be a good time to launch the kind of directory hybrid agency program if I have it completed by then, which I hope to do. So that would be a good time, a good kind of segue to jump into the Popu Live and then come out of that ready to really grow an agency. My goal is to take within 6 months, be able to help people that join the program be able to get to 30K per month and minimum monthly recurring revenue from their agency. That's kind of the goal of this program. So, and it's been a program, it's been in development in my head and in bits and pieces for over 2 years now, almost 2.5 years. So it's finally all coming together. I'm really looking forward to getting it pulled together and launching that program. I think there's a big need for that in our industry right now, I think. So anyway, can we get into questions now, guys, or what?
We can. I got one more quick thing. I tend to forget, but I get it. Not everybody is watching us for the 445th time. But if you are new, a couple things you should do. One, subscribe on YouTube. We love it. But also that way you can stay up to date when there's Hump Day Hangouts, but also when the new videos come out. Great way to do that. And then go to semanticmastery.com, sign up for the email list. Okay, it's not just, hey, go buy this, go buy that. We share a ton of the information. We send out updates as well from Hump Day Hangouts, as well as any specials, any deals, or cool webinars we got going on. A lot of times we'll have partners come on, share either software, the tools, the services, the stuff they're doing, as well as what we're up to ourselves. So highly recommend you do that. And other than that, though, that's it, brother.
Okay. So I have to share this because on Hump Day Hangouts last week, it was on Friday, somebody, I think it might have been Richard, who he's attending now as well. It might not have been you, Richard. Anyway, somebody asked about how did you lose all of your weight? Because I said something earlier the day before about, I was fatter than fuck it in 2015 or something. I just told a quick story as to, how I realized that how fat I had gotten, because I was 280 pounds in 2015. And I didn't realize how big I got until I saw a photo of myself in a Facebook news feed, because one of my friends had taken a photo of my daughter, who at the time was 10 or 11, and she was trying to put her arms around me, and she couldn't get her arms around me because I was so fat. Anyway, long story short, that's when I saw that photo in Facebook, I was just like, oh my God, this is unacceptable. So I only bring this up because Adam just said 445 episodes. When I brought this up last week, I was like, man, if you go look and find the first Hump Day Hangout, like you'll see my fat face on it. And I was like, and I kept that picture just as a motivator to like lose weight. And so when you just said 445 episodes, it just dawned on me, like somebody sent me the link to episode number 1 before. And I got it pulled up now. I think it's funny. You guys check this out. Look at that fat face, man. So that was the very first Hump Day Hangout. And if you look at the date, it was November. I thought it was in 2015.
Oh, wow.
November 5th, 2014. That was the very first one we did, guys. Can you believe that?
That's crazy. Next year's going to be 10 years.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's crazy. But November 5th, 2014, that's hard to believe. We did it. We've been doing it for that long, but that fat face, good God. Anyway, I just thought that was funny because you brought it up. And I said, man, that's
Bradley, your beard was looking a little bit less white, just like
less
mine.
white. Yeah. Yeah. Aren't we all getting older? That's for sure. Anyway, so I just thought that was funny, guys. Let's go ahead and jump into questions. And then we'll get into comments too. We don't have a ton of questions today, so maybe we'll get to chat with the rest of you guys in the group. All right, we'll start with Drew. Drew says, hey guys, for local SEO agencies, do you think it's better to include citations for one-time fee or as a subscription service on a rental basis? If so, do you do anything? If so, do you anything that can do this, easily do this? Oh, okay. I think I know what you mean. So I don't charge that as like a separate line item. It's just included into a retainer fee. And just so you know, like for most of my clients now, I just use Yext Power Listings, but I don't buy it through Yext. Because I found that quantity of citations is not nearly as important as quality. So that's why I like to use Yext. But again, I don't buy Yext Power Listings through Yext. It's too expensive that way. It's stupid. I have a SEMrush subscription. And if you have a SEMrush subscription, you can get local listings. It's through Yext. They're just a reseller for $20 a month. And there's no contract. If you try to go to Yext directly, and there's some other ones called Uberall's, another one. There's several kind of services similar to Yext. So you don't have to use Yext. That's just what I use because I have a SEMrush account. And it's local listings is 20, which is again, Yext Power Listings. It's $20 a month and there's no contract. If you go buy directly through Yext, it's $1,000 a year and you have to sign a contract. And it's retarded. It's dumb. And once you check out, I think they give you, I know about this because I've seen it before. I used to purchase Yext years ago on my own, but now I just get it through SEMrush, like I said. Anyway, there's some offers that Yext has that will reduce the cost a bit, but it's still significantly higher than if you just get it through SEMrush. And by the way, like I said, it doesn't have to be Yext. There's other services that do that, such as like Uberall, I think is another one of them. And there's a few others that do it as well. Right here. Here's another one. I've not used them. Just to be clear, I've not used them, but I know that that's another one. And there's other ones too. Anybody that has any that want to post that in chat too, that would be good. Any ideas similar to Uberall or Yext Power Listings? Anyway, the reason why I like Yext Power Listings is because number one, you optimize the profile in one place, right? And you can fully optimize it, like really thoroughly optimize it. And it pushes or syncs to all of the directories. And in the US, if it's a storefront business with a published street address, or a service area business with a published street address, as long as the street address is published, then it's roughly 85 business directories. So again, very quickly, you can optimize it in one location and it pushes out across all those directories. And they're really well optimized as long as you spent the time optimizing the profile properly. And I found that is pretty much all that's needed. And then there's non-traditional citations, which we build those consistently. That's called expanding the entity footprint or informing the knowledge graph. It's a number of terms that are synonymous for that. We talk about that a lot, but like Syndication Academy training, which is our training, is specifically set up for continuing to add non-traditional citations, branded entity assets, and interlinking them, helping with discoverability, all the things that we teach at Semantic Mastery to help add nodes to the knowledge graph for a local entity, right? But as far as just strictly business directory listings, I found that Yext Power Listings or something comparable, something equivalent to that is all that's really needed. Part of the other reason why I like Yext Power Listings, and I've shared this in the Mastermind about 2 or 2.5 years ago now, so I can share it here now too as well. With Yext Power Listings or as part of SEMrush or whatever, There's also what's really cool. This is a hack. Those of you that use Yext or are considering use it, write this down, make a note of this. Okay. But within the Yext power listings, you have what's called a featured message, which allows you to put a URL. You get a featured message URL and the featured message. So 2 text fields. You can put a URL in the featured message URL field, obviously, and then you put in whatever anchor text you want into the featured message field. That is a do follow link for about 60% of the business directories in Yext. Even when the business directory link, so the link to your website, your main name, address, phone number, website link is no follow, the featured message link is often follow. Not all the time, but about it was 2 years ago, 60%. I haven't checked it in probably 2 years. But 2 years ago, about 60% of the Yext listings, even with no follow directory listings, would have do follow links through the featured message URL. So that's a great opportunity, guys, to link to your Google business website, right? With a featured message URL with an exact match anchor or target anchor. Why? Because it's a Google property. You can hit it with exact match anchors. It's fine. It's not going to, you won't hurt the Google business profile that way. And it's a way to get do follow links from high authority directory sites with exact, keyword anchors pushing relevance to your Google business profile website, right? So that's typically what I do. I do not charge on a subscription basis for that. For my clients, it's just rolled into the monthly retainer. I also do provide, I resell Yext reseller through SEMrush for Semantic Links subscriber clients. That is a potential, that's an additional add-on if they want it. It's optional. And I charge $34 a month. So $14 a month markup to do that for them through my manager account. But that's still significantly cheaper than if you go to Yext directly, right? So that's why I do that. I offer it as an option for my link building clients if they want it as an add-on, and we will optimize the profile for their Yext profile, which then syncs out to all the directories. That makes sense. So yeah, I don't charge for that. By the way, there's some other services out there. I use one of them called Citation Vault. Do not use that kind of stuff to go direct to your money site, guys. I see it all the time. Link building clients come in and they got Citation Vault linking directly to their money site. And that's just, it's not wise. Citation Vault is great. We use it all the time, but we use it to link to the Google business website or the Google Map share URL, not to the money site, right? Remember, Google properties are played by a different set of rules. Google's not going to punish itself. So you can get away with more aggressive stuff to your Google business properties. Although I don't recommend spamming it. I certainly don't recommend that anymore. We used to all the time, but I don't recommend that either. I try to treat the, again, you can be more aggressive with Google properties because it's Google, right? But I still try to be careful about what links I point, only having relevance and that sort of thing. Okay. Oh yeah, there is one more thing. 2 things that we forgot to mention, kind of announcements. And I want to take opportunity to mention them now. Number one, Vetted. vetted.com, vetted with 3 T's instead of 2. That is Vasco's marketplace for SEO services. And I sell some link building services over there. Why I bring it up is because Vasco just sent me a message, Facebook Messenger again today saying, hey man, thanks. The coupon code was used 7 times, which is good. So he gave us a coupon, guys, that can be used for any service on Vetted. Just go whenever you go. It's 10% off coupon for any service at Vetted, not just my services, any service on Vetted, using the coupon code Semantic. So if you go to, you've got the whole point is we're trying to get more people on the Vetted for Vasco. It's a good marketplace. I've been on it. Vasco bugged the shit out of me to get on it, and finally on a Saturday, I just said, "Fine, I'll do it," just to get him off my back. If you're listening, Vasco, well, seriously, I appreciate the fact that you bugged me because it's been a great addition. It's just been another source of revenue for my business. And it's also introduced other people that wouldn't have been introduced to me otherwise through the marketplace, which is great. So I appreciate that. It's a good marketplace. There's bugs because it's still being developed, et cetera, but it's a good marketplace. And we want to try to get people on there to help Vasco out. So again, Vetted with 3 T's, use this coupon code Semantic for any service, not just my services, and you get 10% off. Okay. Also, one last thing that I want to talk about, and this is not, stand by for 1 second. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to click through. I did just launch another service yesterday on Vetted, which I'm going to point out very quickly, just because I know since I've been talking about geographic links and local links, I've had a lot of people request them, and I said, no, I'm only doing that for my subscriber clients. And that's true. That has been true. Well, we started rolling out, or we started building local blogs for my subscriber clients as of April 1st of this year. See if I can find it. There it is. No, right there. This is the service I just launched yesterday. So we've been, is it going to go? Yeah. Okay. So we've been building local blogs for my subscriber clients since April 1st. So we're 7 weeks into that process now, and we're at roughly 200 blogs right now. So we're building at between 25 to 30 local blogs per week right now. So I went ahead and opened it up yesterday. I added this to vetted. I'm going to add it to my own dashboard and Semantic Links next week. But I didn't have time to do that this week. But you guys can go and check it out if you'd like. And again, if you use the coupon code Semantic, you get 10% off. But that's for any service, not just mine. I'm just pointing this out because I know people have been literally sending private messages and, hey, when are you going to have local links ready? So here are local links. Now, guys, there is a redirect to an Excel file that shows the local blogs that I currently have. Please do not place an order without checking the list first. If I don't have local blogs, I'm going to cancel your order. If I don't have local blogs that are relevant to what you need them to, then just submit a request to me. All right. And then I will create a reminder notification that as soon as we have some available, I will send you a message to be like, okay, we've got some blogs available in that area now. But please don't place an order unless I have blogs available that are relevant to what you need them for, like in geographic relevance, because otherwise I'm just going to cancel your order and refund your money. All right, guys. So just again, right at the bottom, before you can even click to the order button or whatever. Well, I guess you can click over here, but right at the bottom is the redirect, and it shows you, and I will be updating these probably once a week. If not once a week, it'll be once every 2 weeks. Okay, so that you'll get a new updated count of the links, local blogs. I know that this is important. The only reason I'm taking a moment to share this with you guys, because again, I know the demand is high for this right now, and I want to make sure that you guys have access to it. But you can see I've got it sorted by state. We do have some in other countries, like, actually, why is it just showing United States? Maybe, no, there's some for United Kingdom, but we should have some for Australia too. I have to go back and look at it. Right there. There's a couple for Australia. We have a few for Canada. Oh, you know why? Because I've got it sorted by city name instead of by country. Anyway, guys, we're just keep in mind, and as you can see at the video at the top of you can watch this is the same video that I have in the niche edits, I think, or whatever, because it's the same. Topically relevant links have a significant influence on maps, or organic ranking, and locally or geographically relevant links have a significant influence on maps ranking. So topical relevance doesn't matter for geographic link building. If you can also get topical relevance in addition to geographic relevance, well, that's what I call a unicorn link. You've even got a nice little unicorn emoji right there for it. But so I'm just pointing this out because if you're interested in local links, first check to see if we have any that are relevant to your area, which you need them for. And then number two, please don't message me about like, well, it's not really topically relevant to my area. No, because it doesn't matter. Right. It helps if you can get topical relevance and geographic relevance, but that's not really what matters. What we're trying to do is get just a mix of topically relevant links and geographically relevant links. And occasionally you'll get lucky and you'll be able to find one that is both topically and geographically relevant. But just don't hold out for those because it's probably not, they're few and far between. Okay. Anyway, that wasn't supposed to be a blatant pitch, but I did want to share that with you guys and promote vetted a bit more too as well. Okay. Quinn says, hey there, SM, is there any software we can use for local SEO clients that can be set up on a recurrent subscription that secures topically relevant and industry related relevant links, like a local tree guy getting links from landscape gardeners and other non-competing state or country? Yeah, it's this service called Semantic Links.io.
Hey, wait a sec. I've heard of that.
Yeah. It's funny. I know the guy that runs it. He's okay. He's a bit of a prick sometimes, but I'm kidding. Semantic Links, man. That's exactly what we do, man. If you want done for you, set and forget, that's what our subscription services are for. We go out and do all that work for you. You don't have to do it at all. Or you can self-service. You can come in and just buy links whenever you want. You submit target URLs and anchor text, and we build them like that, exactly like that. But if you want managed link services, that's what the subscriptions are for. Good question, Quinn. I was only teasing you about But Semantic Links is I don't know of anybody else that bases all their link building entirely on relevance. And I'm not just saying that, guys. I swear to God, like that's precisely why I launched the service, because nobody else in the industry that I know of does that. And they work. So I launched it because I knew that there was a hole in the marketplace that needed to be filled. And that's what I've been doing. So anyway, Alex says, Bradley, with your topical rebuilds, are you only linking to the money site once from each site? Yes. If so, how can we track this when ordering from our own from you? Seems wasteful when we could link multiple money pages if we have a ton of good content on these rebuilt sites. Well, the rebuilds are single page HTML sites. So that's why, right? Which, by the way, if you think that's a waste of money to buy single page HTML rebuilds, don't buy them. Like, Doc, it hurts when I do this. Don't do that. You know what I mean? Like it's that simple. The reason why we do HTML rebuilds is because it satisfies page level relevance and domain level relevance in one fell swoop. And it focuses 100% of the link equity and topical relevance to the whatever external URLs are in that single page HTML site. So you're focusing all that relevance and link equity to whatever target URLs you have in there. So we typically stick with, we allow or will include up to 2 links in an embed or 3 links, either 2 links in an embed or 3 links into one HTML rebuild. An anchor text link to the money site. We don't do embeds of the money site at all anymore, period. Okay, not within rebuilds or niche relevant links or anything else. We'll do embeds in branded entity assets, the money site into branded entity assets, but we don't embed the money site in external properties anymore at all. Okay, because I've seen it cannibalize. I've seen external properties cannibalize the money site, G sites in particular, actually. Well, I'll still embed the money site in the G site, but I've seen rebuilds, HTML rebuilds where, because the domain was clean and powerful, and then we embed the money site in it, and it literally replaces the money site in the search result with the rebuild domain, because the money site's still in, it's just now inserted into that domain, right, as an iframe, if that makes sense. And I've seen that happen. So we don't do that anymore at all. We just do anchor text links to the money site, an anchor text link or an embed with the Google Business website. And then the Google Map is almost always a map embed. Occasionally, we will do a link. For subscriber clients, we'll do a CID link with a brand anchor. But for most of the time, if we're going to do a link to a map, it's going to be the map share URL. We don't push link equity that way. I get it. It's a 302 redirect, but it's not about that. It's about having a natural looking link profile, right? So anyway, if you're looking for, if you buy rebuilds from me, guys, by the way, like we will publish the site and host it. If you want the site, if you want us to send you the HTML files, it's your money, man. Just request it. We'll send you the HTML files and you can do whatever you want with it. We'll build the one single page HTML site. And if you think that's a waste of money, first of all, don't buy it, or ask us to send you the HTML files and you can host them yourself. And then you can go in and add as many pages until your heart's content. That's entirely up to you. It's perfectly fine. But we do it the way that we do it because it works. If we also build out niche blogs and local blogs, etc. And we'd encourage you to do the same. And by the way, I teach exactly how to do everything that we teach, that I sell at Semantic Links, is all taught in our mastermind. Every part of it. Like, I don't hide it all, guys. I'm an open book in the mastermind. So you want to learn how we hunt down domains and how we host them and what we kind of content we put on them and how we link out, all of that. It's all taught in the mastermind. So Alex, I'm just saying that to you because, again, if you don't think that my particular process is the best, which is fine, it's perfectly fine. I don't expect everybody to agree with me. Then come at least learn how I do my methods, and then you can modify them to make it your own. Right? That's what I recommend anybody do with SEO. Learn until you get an understanding of something, and then develop your own flavor. You know what I mean? So anyway, there you go. Not trying to talk you out of it, Alex. What I'm trying to explain to you is I think we still use HTML rebuilds for all of our clients because it is good. It adds link type diversity and it's focused equity and relevance, right? So they are very powerful when used properly. Wesley says, from your experience in local, what would you say is a recurring software tool that businesses are happy to pay for that's very handy and not super expensive? that can be used as a foot in the door to then push GMB and SEO. Reviews is one of them, like review generation. High Level has an kind of they have it kind of built into High Level now, but there's also snapshots and stuff that you can purchase that are specifically set up for database reactivation, and review solicitation. And that is one of the things that you can do relatively or very inexpensively. Like, for example, guys, and here's just my example. Okay. I know some people, like, that's what one of our mastermind members who's working very closely with me. He's helping me finish my book and he's editing for me and all that. He wanted to come out at, like, that's what he wanted to just do, review generation, basically for his agency service. Like, that's all he wanted to do. He didn't want to get in all the complexities of SEO and everything else. But I don't know, like, as a front end, as the only service he wanted to sell, and I'm not calling him out by name, but because I don't want to do that, but he wanted to sell it for $300 a month. Okay, great. That's fine. And I'm not saying don't try that. All I'm saying, you were asking specifically, Wesley, about not an expensive, an easy foot in the door, something that's inexpensive, that, $300 a month for a lot of local businesses, that's still painful enough that they notice that every month. It depends on kind of local businesses you're dealing with. But if you're dealing with smaller local businesses, $300 a month to them, like, remember, with review collection and stuff like that, database reactivation, you can, like, shoot your wad, so to speak, all at one time. I know it's probably a very crude thing to say, but you could basically, like, produce the result all in 1 month. And then, like, from that point on, there's just a trickle because you overdid it all up front, if that makes sense. So it's hard to maintain that subscription level at that type of a price when, like, most of the work was done up front, and then the client doesn't see continuing benefit from that kind of a, that expense, so to speak. So I always suggested, why not use, like, significantly lower the cost? Like, I mean, if all you're doing is selling review services, then that makes sense as why you'd want to keep it at $300. But if that is just a front end foot in the door strategy, why not sell reviews for $100 a month, guys? Like, I don't understand why everybody, like, I just don't understand why people try to squeeze so much fucking money out of a service like that when you could sell it. Look, even in High Level, you pay $297 a month for an agency account, and you can spin off as many sub accounts off of that as you want. And you create a sub account for every client that you want to do review generation and database reactivation for. There are snapshots. You can go to whitelabelsnapshots.com, which is Walt Bayless's marketplace for snapshots, white label snapshots. And you can buy review generation, database reactivation, all kinds of snapshots over there that you can just duplicate. It doesn't cost you any extra money. You can push out as many sub accounts as you want for $297 a month. So why not sell reviews for $100, review and database reactivation and automated text back, text messages for missed calls and things like that. All the stuff that High Level does and does well for $100 a month. Like, why not? Like, it's a foot in the door strategy. It's a service that does provide measurable value, tangible value for $100 a month. It's hard for somebody to turn that down because that's almost like they don't even notice that. Right. And then once you develop a relationship, you can always upsell, cross-sell, etc., to additional services. So in my opinion, like I said, I always said, well, look, I've not tried starting or leading with reviews because I was just led right out of the gate with Google Business SEO services. That was always my front end offer. In hindsight, I think I probably should have had some other offers. That's what I'm working on now for our directory hybrid agency program. It's a one-off service called Brand Builder. It's $1,000, one-time fee, and 30 days they see results. So that is something that is, again, a foot in the door type of strategy. Reviews, that's another one, could be. But instead of charging $300 a month or $500 a month, charge $100. Look, birdeye.com is supposedly one of the best. I've not used it personally, but I do have some my own agency clients. One of them, a roofer, he's been with them for like 5 or 6 years now, and he loves Birdeye. And then the gentleman I was talking about earlier that's helping me finish my book, he's using Birdeye, and it's $50 a month per client. And they handle everything. You don't even have to learn how, like with High Level, you still got to learn the tech because you have to learn how to integrate and set it all up and all that kind of stuff. But with Birdeye, you don't have to do any of that. With Birdeye, you just, you become a reseller for Birdeye or whatever, an affiliate. I don't know how it works because I'm not with them, but it's $50 a month and they handle everything. All you got to do is set up a form for your client to submit their data, their contact list to, and boom, they handle everything. And it's $50 a month. So even if you're selling it for $100 a month, that's 100% markup. You don't have any fulfillment work to do because they do it. And now you've got a paying client that you're starting to develop a relationship with that you can upsell to SEO services, advertising, content marketing, whatever, right? So again, I think there are what they call them, loss leaders, tripwires, things like that, things that can produce a result and don't be greedy. Try to, in my opinion, the money's not made from that service. The money is made in the additional services, the upsells, the cross sells, and the lifetime value of the client, right? So figure out ways to get your foot in the door, get them paying where they're pulling out a credit card and giving you some money, even if it's a small amount. That way you start to develop a relationship with them, and then you can upsell them into larger services with more profitability, higher margins, et cetera. That's kind of the point. Also, with the directory hybrid agency model that I'm developing, that we hope to launch at Popu Live, or very, very close to that time. There's also the hybrid model, which is where you build assets that you own and control for the clients at a reduced cost for them, because you actually own it. You're still using their budget to build your own assets that you own and control, that are for their benefit, at least while they're paying you, but you own and control them. And then that way, if the client decides that they don't need you anymore, they don't want to pay you anymore, or whatever, you've used their budget to build your business throughout that entire time. That makes sense. You still own and maintain control of those assets. And that's precisely what I'm teaching for the directory hybrid model. So there's a number of things that you can do to kind of mitigate that. And ask me why. Ask me why I'm doing that. Because I'm in the tree service SEO, or the tree service industry. And it's a seasonal business. And every single year I go through spring and summer where I'm doing prospecting and I bring on, new clients. And then November, December comes, and 60% of the clients that I secured earlier that year suspend services because it's wintertime and everything slows down, and they say, oh, we'll be back in the spring. And then springtime comes, and guess what? Most of the time, not always, sometimes they come back, but a lot of the times they're still ranking well, so they don't come back, or they come back later on in the year. And then that's generally when I'll raise the price. Oh yeah, well, my fees have gone up. You shouldn't have canceled. But no, seriously, I'm kind of in part, I'm joking, but it's frustrating to lose 60% of your monthly recurring revenue every winter. So how do you mitigate that? Well, you start maintaining control, right? I can create assets for a client that they can rent or lease or pay per lead or whatever, but I own and control the assets. And so even if I'm going to do like a rental fee, like a retainer model, essentially, I can do it at a lower cost than what I would do if I'm just building their brand, right? Because I'm using their money to build my own assets, if that makes sense. It's for their benefit, but it's still building, it's for my benefit too. Whereas when you're doing traditional retainer work for a client, you're working on their business, right? They're paying you to do so, but you're building their business. You have nothing left when they decide they don't need you anymore. Right? You're that source of revenue is gone, and you've got nothing to show for it other than the money you collected while you were active on that project. Right? So the point that I'm trying to make, guys, is like, we in the SEO and the marketing industries, I feel like we spend all of our time building other people's businesses. Why are we not building our own? And I'm hoping to change that, at least for the people that follow us. Right? I want you guys focused on building your business first. Right? Your priority should be your business, your brand, your income, your family. You still have to serve your clients. I get that. But why are we always prioritizing our clients instead of our own businesses? Does that make sense? And so, again, that's what I'm hoping to present, some opportunities or some solutions to that problem. And it would just be my version of it. I'm sure there's others out there too. That makes sense. I just got tired of losing 60% of my own monthly recurring revenue every single winter in the tree service industry. So I found ways to kind of overcome that. Hopefully that's clear. Frank says, do you know of any good vendors that can help with landing pages for PPC as well as media buying traffic for affiliate offers aside from the usual Google and Facebook ads? I don't know about paid ads for affiliate offers because I don't do any of that. I do know that the JR Funnel, is that it? JR Funnel. God, what the hell? JT Funnel. God, it's the guys that did the Semantic Links.
Was it the Rockstar funnel?
No.
Nah.
God damn it. It's the guys that did my Semantic Links. I can't think of the name off the top of my head right now. I'm drawing a blank. It's a senior moment, right? I'm getting older. There's no doubt. I can't think of JD Funnel. Maybe it's JD Funnel. JD Funnel. Yeah, that's them in Pakistan. That's it. JD Funnel. These guys are great. I mean, these guys are good. I was really impressed with these guys. When I first launched Semantic Links in January 2021, sorry, 2022, January 2022, last year. It was brand new. I wasn't making a lot, a couple thousand a month or something. And I didn't have a sales page or anything. And so I don't like building websites. I talk about that all the time. I absolutely hate it, to be honest with you. So I was looking for a funnel designer, and I use High Level. And in one of the High Level groups, I saw that, one of the guys for this crew was commenting on a bunch of different posts and stuff. So I just took a chance and I scheduled a call with him to say, look, I need a sales page created for my link building business. And they got on a quote with me, and it's 5 brothers, and they're all in Pakistan, and they all work together. And we got on a Zoom call or whatever it was. And I told him what I needed, and guy kind of scratches his beard and he thinks for a minute and he goes, okay, so 3 pages, blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking in the back of my head, as long as it's $1,500 or less, I'm going to pull the trigger, right? I'm going to purchase it. I was just waiting for the shoe to drop, and he was like, he thought about it for a minute. He goes, 3 pages, blah, 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 form, some automations. We could probably have it done in 48 hours, $300. I was like, no kidding. Can you send me a payment link? So anyway, the guys are very, very inexpensive, and they're really good, and they had it done in 2 days. So anyways, no affiliate link here, guys. jdfunnel.com. I don't know that. I know that they do High Level. I think they do ClickFunnels and some other stuff. And if you're running paid traffic, that's all you need, as far as I know. I mean, I don't do a lot of paid traffic stuff, but anyway, check it out. Very inexpensive. The guys were really good. The communication was good, and they're fast. So there you go. I don't know any about media buying stuff, guys. Sorry, it's just not something I do, and I don't do affiliate work anymore. So other than to promote stuff that I use to you guys occasionally. Vlad says, hey, Bradley, at this point, we understand that land flipping in the US is a fantastic business model, but no business model is completely foolproof. In other words, every business model comes with its own risks and nuances. Can you tell us from your experience, what are some of the risks and nuances in the land flipping business? And how can one best avoid these risks when just starting out? Great question. There are some. And I'll try to keep this brief, guys, so we can get back to SEO. Let me finish the question. For example, if we send out a whole bunch of direct mails, but no one actually gets back to us, we thought we'd get your opinion on this before we actually jump into the land flipping business ourselves. We value your opinion highly, regardless of it being SEO related or land flipping related. So we'd appreciate your answer from you on this. Cheers. Well, great question, Vlad, and I appreciate the kind words. Thank you. Number one, follow the program. Don't deviate. Like, again, Adam, I don't know if you're still, yeah, you are. The land profit generator. I don't know if we still have an affiliate link for that or not, but if we do,
yeah, I'll check.
I don't know if it's still valid, but land profit generator, Jack Bosch's training program. It's phenomenal. It's all I needed. Well, I had previous real estate experience from a decade earlier, but when I got back into real estate after 10 years of not doing it at all I did was take Jack Bosch's land profit generator program. At the time, it was $1,500. I'm sure it's more now, but that was all I needed to get started. Right. And don't deviate from that. Don't try to be creative and think you're smarter than what the program is. Just follow the damn program. Because I thought, because I had previous previous real estate flipping experience when I used to flip houses a decade earlier. There were certain things that I thought that I could do better, blah, blah, blah. But you want to keep your risk low, especially when you're first starting. And the easiest way to keep your risk low is don't risk any damn money, right? Don't risk any money. In the land flipping business, the only risk you have is your marketing cost, period, as long as you do it properly, right? I would secure properties, 6-month contracts, 180 days to closing for $10, right? Because that's all I would send for earnest money, or what they call binder deposit. $10. I'd send out 10. You can get away with 5 actually, but I'd risk $10 on every property that I would secure under contract. That was it. My earnest money, my binder deposit. If I default on the contract, they get to keep my $10 as full settlement for any claim. But I never faulted on any contract. Why? Because I put a weasel clause in the contract that said, buyer has the right to cancel this agreement at any time for any reason. And guess what? I still got all my contracts signed. So even if I did cancel a contract, I could request my $10 back. I never did. And I did cancel several contracts because I found out that the properties were worthless at some point throughout the due diligence period, feasibility studies, etc. So all I'm talking about is, number one, stick to the plan. Don't deviate. Don't risk any money. Send out the offers, low offers, 30 cents on the dollar, and don't ever offer more than $10 for binder deposits. Keep a 6-month closing period, because that's the only thing that I caught resistance on often was the closing period. Because people say, well, why is it going to take 6 months? And I would say, because I've got multiple transactions locked up at any one time, and I got to free up capital in order to purchase your property, which was kind of not really true. I mean, it was true in a way because I always had multiple deals going, but it wasn't to free up capital because it wasn't ever my capital buying the property. So I'm not going to say never, because I did buy a couple of the properties myself and then later flipped them with my own money. But most of the time I would just lock the contract up and then you market the contract. Remember, guys, you're not a real estate investor unless you're buying and holding real estate. You're a real estate marketer, not an investor. You're a marketer. When you're flipping contracts, all you're doing is securing a property through marketing. You secure a property, lock it up under contract, and then you market the contract. You're selling the contract, not the property. Do you understand? So all you're doing is marketing. So that's why I thought in this, because of my SEO experience, I thought, man, I can crush it in this business because of SEO. And sure enough, I was able to get results with SEO, even without even trying, to be honest with you. But that's not the best way to generate leads. So to get back to your question, and then we're going to get back to SEO, guys. I'm going to move on, I promise. Number one, stick to the plan. Don't deviate. Don't try to be creative. Just get good at flipping land with zero risk other than your time and your marketing costs, right? Number two, like one of the things that I thought was, well, hey, if I can get locked this property up under contract that has no perk test, which means soil test to see if it's suitable for a drain field, things like that. There are certain things that have to, like surveys. That's another thing, getting surveys, things like that. If a lot of the times when you lock a property up under contract, they don't have these things in place, what they call perk test or feasibility studies, surveys, things like that. They don't have them in place. If you pay out of pocket, risk your own money to get those things done, that makes the property more marketable, more valuable. You can raise the price, which means you can increase your profitability. But now you're risking your money, because what happens if that seller backs out of the contract? Now you've lost your money. Ask me how I know. Because I did that. I thought, well, I'm going to be smart here and I'm going to increase the value of these properties and by the way, I was successful doing that many times. I risked my own money on surveys, perk tests, etc. And I'd put anywhere between $1,500 to maybe $3,000 into a property that I didn't even own. I was contract owner, but I would risk up to, like I said, as much as $3,000 on getting these things done so that I could continue to I could market the property now with the survey, or it perks for a 2-bedroom or 3-bedroom, 2-bath house or whatever. That makes it more valuable. I can increase my selling price and therefore my margins are increased. However, if the seller backs out or decides they're not going to sell you the property, now you've just lost that money. Now you can put a clause in the contract that states that if they default or they back out, that they're going to be responsible for those costs. Once I started including that clause, because I had sellers back out after I spent money, occasionally I would catch grief on that clause, but I would still say, well, I'm sorry, then, we could strike that out if possible. If I felt like the deal was solid enough that I could strike that clause out, we would. But for the most part, I'd say, no, I'm sorry, I'm not risking my money, to get feasibility studies and stuff done if you're potentially going to back out. Anyway, long story short, I did that with a property that I thought I was going to purchase and keep for myself, because it's out in West Virginia by like the ATV trail system I like to ride. Anyway, I got a piece of property locked up under contract. I had a perk test done. I had a excavator come out because it was on the side of a mountain and he had to do a bunch of digging to find a spot that would be suitable for a drain field and all this other kind of stuff. And I spent about $3,000. And 6 days before closing, the lady backed out on me and I had to take her to court, and I sued her and I won a judgment for it, but I'll probably never see it. If she ever goes to sell the property, I'll get paid. I'll get reimbursed plus interest for that judgment. But anyway, I just tell you all this because, number one, don't deviate, stick to the plan. Don't risk any of your own money other than marketing dollars. And then number three, when it comes to generating leads, like SEO and paid ads, that will work. You can generate leads that way, but the better way to do it is to do direct mail, because you can target specific areas. And then when you go to do the research for all those respondents, it becomes much easier, because now you're in one county database. It becomes much easier. You become familiar with the area, familiar with property values in that area. It becomes so much more efficient. So what I recommend is finding a few counties within a particular state that you want to target and hone in on them, and just continually mail to them, like once per quarter, every 3 months. You hit the same list over and over, vacant landovers over and over again. And over the course of about, a year, 18 months, and you've hit them 4 to 6 times with the same offer or the same pitch. Hey, we know you have vacant land. If you'd like a cash offer, reach out. You start to pick up more and more properties from the same farm area. They call it farming in real estate. You farm that same list, that same area over and over and over again. And what happens is brand recognition. They start to see your brand over and over and again, and it starts to build trust, even if they've never talked to you. And eventually they're like, hey, I'm tired of paying taxes on this vacant land. I keep getting this letter from this annoying guy. So let me just give him a call and see what he has to offer. That's what I recommend. The leads that come in from SEO and paid ads and stuff, they're so random because of areas. It's just a much longer research process. It's harder to determine the pricing and all that other kind of stuff. I'd still process those leads, but they weren't as efficient. That makes sense. Good question, guys. I appreciate the questions on real estate. Eventually I will get back into that, but not anytime soon. We're going to run out of time. Are there any standard legal disclaimers you put on lead gen, rank, and rent sites? Yeah, go check treecarehq.com. You'll see it in the footer. You know what? It's probably not there now, because you'll see it in the sidebar. Just click on one of the listings on treecarehq.com. Well, who knows? I'm having that. I hired a developer to add some new design elements to that site, because I suck at building sites and I hate it. Fucking hate building sites. I really do. I don't enjoy it at all. But just click into one of these. I don't think it's in the footer right now. He still hasn't done that. But if you just click into one of these, you'll see it right here. Right there. That's what I do on all my lead gen sites, guys. Okay. Boom. Put that in the footer, sidebar, whatever. Just as a disclaimer. Okay. It's up to the customer to confirm the contractor's licensing and insurance and all of that. It's not us. This is a free site, free service to assist homeowners in connecting with local service contractors. All contractors are independent, and this site does not warrant or guarantee any of the work performed. It is the responsibility of the homeowner to verify that the hired contractor furnishes the necessary license and insurance requirements for the work being performed. And that has sufficed for me for years. So hopefully that's clear. Next, Dane says, hey guys, would it be a good idea to redirect a locally themed domain to a location page on my SEO agency? I found a domain about the main city, but it's really long. It wouldn't make sense as a money site that has 10 years of history and links from local government and cities. City sites, can I 301 to my SEO location page, even though my site is about SEO, but is connected by bin relevant to that location? That last part of the question is kind of odd. You can. I don't like doing redirects to money site, guys. I talk about that here all the time. You can. I would prefer to build it out. Anyway, like and a single page HTML rebuild is good for that, right? Or you could build a blog on it and just find out what the topic of it was before, and then put content on that same domain that was still relevant to what it was the last time it was live. Then not the same content, new content, but still relevant to what its previous topic was. And then build a link from that to your money site. Or you can do a single page HTML rebuild, same thing, right? Just content that's relevant to what it was last time it was live on the web, and then you insert a link. And I'm not going to share with you how to do that. That stuff. What I'm trying to say is I would not do a redirect myself to my own money site. I don't do that. I don't like redirects to the money site, guys. I can't stress that enough. Occasional, fine. But I don't, again, you can do it. You can get away with it. That's fine. I don't recommend it. What I would do if it were my domain is probably build that domain out and then place a link from that domain to the page on my site that I want to push. Or if you don't want to go through that hassle, find a branded tier 1 asset that has a link that's pointing to your money site page that you want to push, and redirect that domain to the branded tier 1 asset. Does that make sense? So that you're using that as a buffer instead of having a redirect going directly to your money site. That's what I would do. One of those two. But for me, I'd probably build it out. Okay. Lizard McFatty. I want to make some jokes about that, but what if it's somebody's real name? What are you outsourcing your syndication networks and SEO? Where are you outsourcing your syndication networks and SEO Shield stuff? Are you still building stuff out like that these days? SEO Shield Elite? No, I'm just doing branded networks through legit. SEO Raz is his username. Rubel Raz is his SEO Raz is his username and legit. I get branded networks from him, 15 properties. It's like $30 delivered in a week. They're interlinked, branded, all that works great. And then I've not been doing drive stack stuff lately because I've been testing without doing it. I should be doing them though, because I'm still seeing that there's more benefit to using them than to not using them. For that, I've used Cal. iWeb SEO is his username on legit. iWeb, the letter I, web SEO. But his real name is Cal. He's in France. He does drive stack builds, single page drive stack builds on G sites. And those are good too. And that's relatively inexpensive and they're good too. I know David Morgan, he's over here somewhere. Yeah, David, I don't know, David, are you selling stacks, man? Staxio stacks? By the way, Vasco, when he reached out to me, David, earlier today to tell me that the coupon was used 7 times, he asked me if I know anybody that should be, that might be interested in selling services on Vetted, and then I should make the introduction. So I don't know, David, if you've talked to Vasco before, but if you're selling stacks, dude, you might want to get on Vetted for real. I don't know if you're still here, but anyway. So that's what I do. Yeah, I'm not really doing syndication networks. I'm just doing branded networks. David says you use Google Stacks. No, I know you use them, but I was just wondering if you built them, like, is it done for you service for others? Because I know you're a freaking ninja with that stuff, dude. So I'm just saying you might want to consider getting on Vetted. I can make the introduction if you don't already know Vasco, if you'd like. I'm happy to do that. Anyway, check it out, guys. If David gets on there, I'd be using him for sure for my own stacks. By the way, David, maybe you and I should chat sometime. I could probably send you a ton of work, man, if you feel like doing that. So, okay. Schedule a call with me, man. If you go into Semantic Links dashboard you can schedule a strategy call with me. Anyway, just reach out to me tomorrow morning, man. I'll send you the information, David. I'd love to jump on a call with you, dude. Anyway, well, there you go. If David starts selling stacks, I'll send all my work to him and recommend you guys go to him too. So, okay, moving on, guys. We're going to run out of time. Dane, no, I already did that one. Michael says, what would be the best structure for a directory site from scratch in the USA? Subdomain states as categories. No, I would do it all on one domain, man. If you did subdomains for each state, that'd be an enormous amount of maintenance, especially if it's WordPress. I would do everything on one domain. Like, just look at TreeCare HQ, man. Like, I mean, I've not look at TreeCare HQ. Just look at that, treecarehq.com. Should the county have the main page that feeds the silo down on all cities? What software do you recommend to auto-populate the businesses throughout the country while you are building out cities? I just use GeoDirectory, guys. We have SOPs on all that. I just use James Slattery, I think he's still in our mastermind. He's got a done-for-you directory service right now, or at least he's got a training program out about it that him and I were chatting just earlier this week, because I'm trying to reduce friction for the directory hybrid agency stuff. And GeoDirectory is a bit of a sticking point right now, just because there's a bit of a learning curve with it. James Slattery said that he's got a different directory system that is much easier to set up. And so he's going to send me the details about it in a couple of days. And if it will integrate with my directory hybrid agency model or program, but reduce the amount of learning curve required like GeoDirectory has, then I'm absolutely going to switch, which I hate to do because I've spent so much time with GeoDirectory now, but I want to make it easier for other people. I don't want people getting stuck in the tech side of things. I want people learning how to craft a message and pitch and sell SEO to their chosen market. That's what you should be focusing on, is generating revenue, not the tech. I hear it now already. I know it because I know our industry. People make excuses for not prospecting and not marketing and selling, marketing and sales. They avoid marketing and sales because they're too busy configuring their directory. Well, I had to get my directory site set up properly this week, so I didn't make any sales calls. Okay, well, how much money did that make you this week? You know, so anyway, hopefully that's clear. I just use GeoDirectory. You can use a scraper, and again, we teach all this in the Mastermind, guys, but you can scrape leads from, Outscraper is what I use now. Lead Scrape's another one, D7 Lead Finder, etc. You scrape leads, filter and sort the list, then you import it into the directory, and now you've got all your leads. That's how I do it. Okay. Anyway. What is the best monetization strategy? For me, it's just a conversation starter with my ideal prospect, because then I sell them on my agency services. That's all I use it for. But you can sell premium listings. You can sell advertising space. There's a number of things you can do with the directory. I just sell premium listings is going to be part of our new kind of launch or service offering. But I don't want to get ahead of myself, and we're out of time anyway. So you often use it as SEO foot in the door. Could the site make enough to just work on the site? Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, it could, I guess, if you were selling like premium listings and all that kind of stuff, advertising space, if you get enough traffic and all that, you could do that. But like I said, for me, it's just a foot in the door strategy to start a conversation with my ideal prospect. And now it brings leads into my agency, because tree guys find it and they submit their own listing to the directory. And then they automatically go into my funnel, my sales pipeline, right? So, okay, I'm going to answer some questions and comments, guys, and then we're going to wrap it up for the day. So probably go a couple minutes over. We're already 1 minute over. Wow, you guys are chatty again. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Tanya, early, you said, hey guys, sorry, Tanya, if you're still here, it took this long to get to it. Hey guys, if you rebuild an expired domain that was down for some time and lost rankings without adding more pages or new backlinks, will it get back to the same level of traffic? How soon? There's no way for me to answer that. Can it get back to the same level of traffic? It can. Will it? I don't know. There's too many variables there. It can, though. I mean, I know it because I buy local. I mean, well, especially now, it's really interesting. These local domains that we've been, like I said, we're right about 190 sites or so as of yesterday. Probably a few more now already today. Anyway, what I found is those domains, they rank. Fuck, I'll demonstrate this, guys, very, very, very briefly, just to give you guys an example of how I 100% show you guys this. It's unbelievable, right? So tree service, now granted, this is not a very competitive area, but look at this. This was just a test. Take a look at this, guys. Boom, right there. That's a domain that I picked up, which was a local domain that had local backlinks pointed to it. All I did was buy that domain 2 weeks ago, slapped up a auto blog onto it, basically. And boom, rank #1. And if I go into Zootrix, which is the rank tracker I'm using for some of these projects, you'll see that it ranks on the first page in the top 5 for every one of the keywords: tree service, tree trimming, tree removal, stump grinding, etc. Like, it's nuts. This one page, and there's no backlinks, none that I built. I bought the domain for $12 or whatever it was 2 weeks ago, slapped an auto blog up on here, right? With all topic clustered site, all about tree services in Wellston, Ohio. And boom, son of a bitch rank, no backlinks at all. Does that make sense? So the point that I'm trying to make is with a lot of these local domains that I've been buying for local blogs, we published a new blog on it with content relevant to what it was the last time it was live on the web. Topical relevance doesn't matter for local links. So what I'm saying is we publish new content, topic clustered site. So, 20 to 40 posts all around the same topic that it was the previous time it was published. And then within 2 weeks, these sites start to rank for a lot of the kind of terms that were related to it previously, and they start generating real, natural, organic traffic. Not all of them, but many of them start to generate real, natural, organic traffic, local traffic, which is nuts, because then when you do place a link in these sites, those links are now getting local traffic, like traffic visitors that Google knows are local to that geographic area. That's what helps to make them even stronger. That makes sense. So again, guys, I just did that as a test 2 weeks ago, and boom, there it is. It's ranked, right? Check it out. Moving on. I know we got to go, guys. I'm going to try to wrap it up. Let's see. Looks like the organic results are now showing above maps for a lot of results. This means it's more important than ever to rank organic. That's if they keep it like that. LOL. Yeah, you know, guys, I've been saying this a lot. Balance both organic and maps ranking. Don't put all your eggs in one of the. I mean, it's all a Google basket, yes, but it makes sense to balance between both organic and maps because maps proximity continues to shrink. So we want to try to optimize for both, in my opinion. Not only that, but when the organic algorithm changes and you drop, you want to be able to continue to rank in maps and vice versa. When the maps algorithm changes and it drops, you want to be able to at least generate some leads, albeit a lot less, through organic, right? So I think it's important to balance for both. And in fact, 2 years ago or 3 years ago, all I would optimize for was maps. Now I'm seeing more of a correlation between the Google Business Profile and the connected website, the self-hosted site. So I think it's more important now to optimize both organically and for maps, both, in my opinion. Back to the citation topic. So things make sense. Here's a questionable poll to the room. Does anyone believe there is going to be a property flipping question on that? Oh. That's funny. That vetted guy is a very cool individual. You're talking about Vasco. Yeah, Vasco's awesome. He's a good dude, man. James says, you're killing me, Bradley. Just got 5 of my clients to agree to buy your links next month, and you dropped 2 new link services in 1 month.
Woo! Time to get some new clients and go revisit the old clients.
That's it, man. That's funny. David says, it's your channel. Shameless plugs are allowed. Yeah, in the free webinars too, especially, right?
Yeah, that's all, Dave. David, he'll be disappointed when he realizes there's no questions, just comments.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm just looking through to see if there's anything else to point out.
At the very bottom, though, David had a good thing to say there at the very, very end.
If you look at the last 15 weeks of Hump Day Hangouts and really listen to what Bradley is saying, a guy could learn the industry well. Due diligence would be simply listen. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. We're almost done. Just a minute, guys. I'm almost done. Okay, Bradley, get one of your VAs tasked with trolling these Hump Day Hangout recordings for land flipping content. Yeah, you know what? I keep getting notifications from YouTube, from my Alpha Land Realty YouTube channel, because I recorded a ton of videos to train my team because I pretty much trained them. I outsourced most of that work. After about 6 months, I finally outsourced all of it, like I developed SOPs and all that. And so all the SOPs I saved and uploaded as unlisted to my Alpha Land Realty YouTube channel. And for the last 6 or 8 months, man, YouTube sends me notifications all the time. YouTube removed your content for violating our cyber harassment and bullying policies, for showing personally identifiable information in the YouTube video. They're unlisted videos showing like the CRM that shows like land records. And I've had like dozens of videos just deleted from my YouTube account. It's not a strike against me because they say, we understand you probably didn't or weren't aware of this as a violation, blah, blah, blah. But like all this training videos, like unlisted training videos have been removed. It's ridiculous. So a lot of that stuff, I don't know that I had kept hard copies of those files. So I'm assuming a lot of those are just gone. Like, anyway, I'd have to re-record all that shit anyway. Okay, what was the question? I got to wrap it up, man. It's late. I got to go.
No, it was just the very bottom. Sorry, David said you can use this as a case study. You just used a fraction of your process, and in 1 week on page 1 for several terms, gain traffic, gained a lead, no links yet, no stacks yet.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You know, David, I appreciate you saying that, because let me pause this for a minute. I do want one more thing just to kind of expand on that briefly. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to have to, I didn't get his permission to share this comment. So I'm going to have to mask his name, but I want to show you guys something. It was from earlier today, so I'm hoping I can find it. Anyway, oh, you know what? It was in an email. Give me a second, guys. I'm looking for something. I promise I'm going to have it in just a second. And then we're going to end it for the day.
Gotta do this, man. I got date night tonight. I gotta wrap this up before the wife pulls up and hunts.
Boom, there it is. I got it. Okay, give me 1 second while I shit, can I screenshot? Yeah, I should be able to. If you got to go, Adam, go. By all means, man.
I'm joking. I got a few, like 5 minutes before gotta hop off.
What the fuck? How do I stop screen share maybe? There we go.
Yeah, reshare to the right screen.
Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to get, God damn it. Now Adam's in the way. No, it's just the video is in the way. Stand by. One more time, I'm going to try this. I swear to God. There we go. Got it. So I did a little bit of training in the mastermind a couple of weeks ago about a very specific method for pushing maps expansion using Google Business Posts and press releases. And I just shared it in a mastermind webinar like I normally do. Well, one of our members ran with it, and he sent me this email this morning about it. So I'm going to grab the screen again, and then I'll share that. Where the hell are the controls? God damn it. I can't find anything. Holy shit. Where'd everything go? There they are. Screen share. Okay. Can you guys see this now? Sorry about that. I can zoom in on that a little bit. Not that much. So this was an email sent to me this morning about one tip that I shared in the mastermind last week. And I think this kind of goes back to what David was just mentioning, like the content mirroring method. I've been preaching about that in the mastermind, our mastermind, for like 3 years. Like, no kidding. I developed SOPs. There's an older version of it and a newer version of it that our mastermind members have, and keep telling people, do this. Like, here's the SOP. You don't even have to do it. Plug a VA into it. Let them do it. Execute this. It freaking works, man. It works incredibly well. It's a bit time consuming to do, which is why there's an SOP. Plug a VA into it. And yet very few people do it. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Like, I don't understand why people are paying for training that they don't implement. It doesn't make any sense to me. But I hear it all the time. So anyway, this was something along that line, just a small tip about, content mirroring. And then this is something similar to that, but it's using Google Business Posts and press releases to push maps expansion. And he said, man, I tried what you suggested last week. It appears to be working. I'm seeing positive movement when previously I saw none. Thank you very much. I'll make an SOP out of this. There you go. So, and David's kind of testimonial on that as well, guys. It shit works. It works. It works. I'm telling you, I wouldn't share it with you guys if it didn't. So thanks everybody for being here. Appreciate you guys. Love the communication and the engagement. We'll see you guys next week. By the way, there is a mastermind webinar tomorrow, 3:30 p.m.